Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be doing a comparison of the Beauty and the Beast versus the Cinderella castle. Now both of them look very, very impressive, but you can see both come at a different price point, both are completely different in structure, and of course the minifigures as well. So what we're going to do as per normal is we're going to take a good look at both of the box artworks, instruction manuals, minifigures, have a look at the exterior and interior of both Disney castles, and then you can make up your own mind. And yes, you can see it is extremely warm up here today. We are currently 41.5, so it is a bit toasty, so you're gonna have to bear with me as we go, but we'll do what we can. So with that being said, let's get to it. So start off with this comparison with the boxes, the different artwork obviously, and of course the actual size of the boxes themselves. The Beauty and the Beast is coming in at 2,916 pieces, item number 43263, and of course it is an 18 plus set. Moving over to the Cinderella castle, now this is for the Disney 100th anniversary because this is where it got repainted at the Disneyland in Florida, but this comes in at 4,837 pieces, item number 4322. Moving on to the top of the Lego boxes. Now I have got the worst Disney knowledge when it comes to the different characters and minifigures from these films, and without the name on the boxes I could not name you any of them apart from potentially Snow White and Cinderella. So you can see just the depth of this box compared to this one, and this is obviously the newer style where it's supposed to fold in front of each other, whereas this is the one where it flat packs. Now putting them side by side this way, you can now see the true depth of the Cinderella compared to the Beauty and the Beast, but it is quite nice that both of the boxes have this artwork on the side, so at least you can see it three ways on the shelf, so depending on what they have space for will obviously depend on how it gets displayed. So it is time to get tucked in to the sets themselves. You can see having them side by side, just the difference between the two. But of course, you have to remember the brick count that is involved with each. So we're literally just going to pan around them and you can make up your own mind with regards to what one you prefer. Now this has gone through the wars. I have stuck this together with more 1x4 tiles to stop the base from coming off, and it does look a little bit rough and ready because, well, it is. The amount of times that this thing has been moved, it's a bit fragile for my liking, so there is lots of repairs still to go on with regards to all of those pieces there, but you're just gonna have to take it with a pinch of salt. Whereas this Beauty and the Beast castle has literally just had the last piece attached to it. It is a 100% complete, and it obviously has all of the minifigures in front, which we will be going over shortly. So starting off with the Beauty and the Beast castle and all the detail that it has involved. Obviously it's a much smaller castle, but it does pack a punch. You've got lots and lots of different bits and pieces to build to get all this layering in. It didn't take that long to do. The bag sizes were absolutely perfect, so you weren't hunting around for ever to try and find all of the different bits and pieces. You can see all the detail and the layering and everything like that continues all the way up to the top where that red flag is just there. Then obviously it continues all the way down this side. Not flimsy whatsoever. You can hold it like a pizza, so there's absolutely nothing to worry about because all the layering and everything underneath the base, that is nice and strong. You have got all of the different windows in on there, which are not stickers, which is great. Then of course you've got all of these bits and pieces just in here. So with regards to the stickers, there isn't any on the front whatsoever. Now there are a few hidden Easter eggs within this, which we will get tucked into sooner rather than later with regards to the different bits and pieces at the top. It is semi-modular, but I don't particularly want to start taking it apart, but I haven't pushed it down fully so you can kind of see what bits come off. This bit will come off if you want it to because it is on that style of modular base, so if you wanted to you can obviously then do that, and then this one again will just come off, so it's up to you if you want to start messing around with those kind of things. Now, you're going to have to let me know with regards to what relates to what, because I have not got a clue whatsoever. You have that thing just on there. You have the rose, no idea what that's to do with. And then as we come round, there is a little bit of an Easter egg just in here. So if you were to pull this thing out, you have then got the opportunity to swap the hairpiece over for the Beast, and then you can just put his head and hairpiece on there instead. So when we get to that minifigure, I was actually quite surprised that it had a minifigure normal face, and then it was the mask over the top, rather than it just being the mask piece that we do see in, say, some of the Harry Potter sets. We have then got all of the little bits and pieces going on in here with regards to the bookshelf and all that kind of thing. Then there is a world map into the next room. Underneath that, you have then got all the cakes and all the different bits and pieces going on just there. So all of those spin around, and then you do have the chair just underneath there. You then have got really, really nice detail for the chandelier, which I think does look very, very smart. Nice, simple build, but it does look very, very effective. Now, the next thing, this bit actually pulls out. So you need, there we go. Let's say you're going to need 2 hands for it, but you can see if you want to, you can pull this out for more accessibility, and you can add in the minifigures and get some nice photos and things from there. But of course, if you were to open up the front doors from the other side, like so, you would then be able to see this through the front. So with regards to all the detail that is on this one, it does look very, very good. So now, putting both of these side by side from the back view, you have got opportunities to do different bits and pieces and display these in different ways if you want to. But as I keep leaning back off the chair without falling over, you will now start to see just the size of everything. Now, they do have moving components in both. You have got your moving floor on there, just on that one. Again, underneath sort of the chandelier and candle and all that kind of stuff. And you also have a moving piece on t'other one as well. So both mechanisms are very, very similar. This is completely streamlined at the back, so it is just completely flush to the back, whereas this one obviously comes in and back round again. And for whatever reason, this is also covered in a load of brick dust, which I didn't know that was the thing, but, well, it's there, it is where it is, and we will just continue. So moving in from the top to the bottom, you can see you've got all the nice fireworks, which are obviously from the start of the movies. And of course, it is also something that they have at the Disney in Florida. Now, don't forget, the Beauty and the Beast castle is the castle that they use in Japan as well. So up in here, you've got the Cinderella shoe, you've got, I'm assuming it's some sort of mirror, then you've got some needle thing, and then you've got a bed of some description. Like I said, I don't know what I'm looking at whatsoever. The only thing that I do recognise is that might be the rock, potentially. That is the only Easter egg that I can remember from this. So there's loads and loads of detail packed in on the back of this one. Like I said, this needs a good going over, it needs a good clean, but even with it looking sort of 50% all right, well, it does pack a punch. The detailing on this one is brilliant. And of course, like I said, this is the it's the upgraded. It's the new version of the two, because it technically had an upgrade at Disney in Florida for their anniversary where it got painted in this colour. So Lego just released it in this colour instead. So again, putting them side by side into the back, lots of detail on the one and lots of detail on the other. There's also a lot of other external details on both of the castles. You've got all the nice candles and everything and all the fire bits and pieces on there. And of course, as we come around to the newer one, it is packed of all of these nice little flowers, and you've got all the different layering of the steps and different things like that. So the colour scheme of both I like. They are completely different, and they do stand out quite nicely. I'm sure some of you prefer the original white castle, but this is what they're doing at both of the Disney theme parks currently. So moving on to the minifigures. Now, we will use the official images on the Lego website because it has just got far too hot in here. This camera keeps switching off. So I'm just going to do a very, very quick pan over all of the minifigures that I have for the Beauty and the Beast, and then whatever I have and found for the castle. So that is all of those. And then what we'll do now is we'll jump and take a much detailed look using the Lego website. But before we jump to the Lego website, I'll quickly just show you this. So it does have a normal face, and then that is just one big mould, which does look very, very impressive indeed. Dual facial expression on there, and of course, as you've seen, you can add just normal hair to this one, or you can just have it like that. So you can pick and choose how it is that you want to display them. All the printing on these are extremely impressive, which you will see now using the Lego website. Okay, we're going to start off with the Beauty and the Beast castle, and we are going to use the Lego website for the minifigures. I couldn't tell you anything about this. The only one I know is Beast. What the princess is, I'm assuming she's not called Beauty, so I have absolutely no idea about that whatsoever. The only fact I can give you about her is that she does have a removable leg piece where you can actually have her sat down on the chair if you want to. And the book that she's reading is a printed tile, and it is a Once Upon a Time. You then have the chap to the left-hand side holding the lantern. No idea what that's supposed to be. The actual cup that is on that little table, that is all print. So all of them that you're looking at is a printed clock face, and it is a print on those two on the little table. And again, the candlestick is a print, and that weird looking maid broom thing, that is also a print. So again, I couldn't, if I had the box in front of me, I could have told you them, but like I said, I don't know anything about this whatsoever. And then you've got these three as well, which do look really, really good. The printing on all of these in person do look very, very good indeed. Now, the Disney Castle, this one here, I can name you Snow White. That's easy enough. I think one of them's called Adam, but I don't know if Adam, I'm getting mixed up with He-Man. I have no idea. Then we have got all of the others. So with the Snow White, the Cinderella castle, you get 8 minifigures with it, and you get 4 princesses and 4 princes, and you can see that they are a pair of all 4. Now, they do look very, very good in person, but like I said, I cannot risk the camera just overheating and the battery going, because when I left and packed up the loft, it was up to 43. So I think that's the hottest it's ever been up here currently. So I think that is it, and I am done. Let us know in that comment section which one you prefer, if you could only get one. Obviously, with regarding to the space and things like that, this one is much more compact and it takes up a lot less space on ground level, whereas this one is much, much, much more chunky, and of course, it is also much taller, so you've got to take that into consideration. This one is much more sturdy for me at the moment, but it hasn't had the normal Disaster Series treatment from the Lego theme park stuff, so be interesting to see how that one holds up. And of course this one, well, it's gone through the wars already and it is still there or thereabout holding on. But let us know in that comment section below which one you prefer, and of course if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you next time.